Somebody else would pick. We'll take it after this. Back at the Eagles' nest here at Sherwood Christian Academy, and the hometown Eagles have made it to the sideline here. Now our Westwood Wildcats coming through the Spirit line and going across the way, and in just a few moments as Westwood clears the Spirit line, both contingencies are now making their way off the field, and we'll have the kicking teams coming on. Get ready to kick it away, and they put their foot into it. Caleb Morrell puts his foot into it, and the return out to about the 22-yard line. I was calling a name from years past that was a kicker, Daniel Morrell. That's been almost back in the days of 9/11 itself, and maybe even before that. I can't remember what year he played for Westwood, but anyway, that was indeed Caleb that was kicking off for the Westwood Wildcats.
First and 10 now, Sherwood, as we get the game underway. They start deep in their own territory, Jerry, about their own 22. And immediately they spread folks to both sides.
Aaron Anthony operating out of the shotgun formation, and I was going to ask you, do they run or pass a lot? They look to show pass, but just like that spread offense it usually happens, they spread everybody out, then they hand it off to one of the running backs, blocking back beside him. It's Derek Allen carrying for a couple of yards on the play, maybe a good yard, and that's about it. It's going to be 2nd and 9, Sonny.
Not much there, and they tried that left side, so like I say, I don't know how they balance their passing and running. I guess we'll find out, but like I say, there's a lot of personnel changes already in their 3rd week.
You saw the Deerfield game. Is that correct? You don't recall, of course, like you say, a lot of changes because they have had 2 tough football games.
Yeah.
Again, it's going to be a carry, and again, it looks like it may be Derek Allen carrying the football. He will pick up a couple of yards, and that's about it.
He was kind of tentatively going up in the line of scrimmage, looking for a little crease. Got just a little bit better blocking than he got last time.
He's hit this time, but for 81.
And, I guess the older I get, the more tired I get. I'm used to the old days when they would shuffle the wide receivers in for the play. But nowadays, more and more, the quarterback comes over, after the end of the play to get the play himself and then hustles back. And it seems like it always puts extra mileage. Little tough handle on the football, but he gets it. Rashad Davis has running room and is going to be brought down outside the 40 to about the, they're going to mark it, it looks like on the 40. No, they're going to mark it. Where are they marking it? He actually stepped out of bounds before he got to the 40, Sonny. 39-yard line. It looked like Westwood had a chance to get him in the backfield as he kind of juggled the football there.
Yeah, it started out kind of shaky. He juggled the football, but was able to hang on to it. He cut the corner. He was hit in the backfield, broke that tackle, then turned it on. So just good, determined running by the Sherwood back there to pick up their 1st down.
He's a senior, Rashad Davis. Want to make sure we get his name out because he did a great job, a great concentration, making sure he got the football taken care of and picking up some yardage. Snap to the quarterback, and it looks like to me it was a quarterback keeper that time for a pickup of about 3 yards to the 41.
All designed, apparently. The quarterback was going to keep that one no matter what. He found a little blocking on his right side, picked up about 3. We'll call it 2nd, about 7.
And the quarterback, also a senior. They've got seniors in key positions. They're not loaded with seniors, but they've got a senior quarterback and a couple of seniors that we've seen in the skill positions. So maybe once they get together on everything, it looks like on this play, the senior running back, Derek Allen, gives the home crowd something to cheer for as he picks up another 3 on the play out to about the 46-yard line, just shy of the 46, actually.
Another quick hitter up the left side, and he got much better blocking that time than the first time he ran that play. But they're looking at 3rd and short, Jerry, at their own 45.
Well, you pick up 3 yards, you can pretty much run the football all night long if you keep doing that. And so Sherwood is having just a little bit of early success here as they put a man in motion this time from the left side. Going to give it to Dixon again. Dixon finds a hole and gets out close to midfield. And Sonny, from where they put it down, it looks like to me he got a first down for the Sherwood Eagles.
That's their second first down of this series again. Running the same type play, but it's working. So as they say, might as well see how many times you can go back to the well.
Yep, you might as well ride the horse until he falls. All them cliches that we can throw into. Actually, it looks like, they were showing us a fourth, but it is indeed first down as they finally get the down marker right, just shy of the midfield stripe. Out of shotgun, they'll send a man in motion again. Fake the handoff to the motion man, gives it to Dixon. Dixon is going to be hit right there at the line of scrimmage by a Westwood Wildcat, and that's where he's brought down.
I'll give him no gain on that. If he got anything, it was about half a yard. But
Trent, sorry.
Second down and about a long 9.
Sorry about that. Didn't mean to step on you, but I did want to say that Trent Brown met him just face mask to face mask there, looked him in the eye as he brought him down after a gain of inches, half a yard at the most. Motion man comes in motion this time, actually from the right side where he lines up. Quarterback is going to throw, fires downfield, incomplete. It'll bring up third, 9 and 99/100ths of a yard.
Well,
needed for a first down.
Little play action pass there, sprinting out to the right side. He threw the ball well. The receiver just couldn't hang on to it. So
yeah, if he had caught
down.
that, I think that was a pretty interesting call, and that had the opportunity. It had the markings even, Sonny, of being something that was going to work for him.
Yeah, it started out good. It just didn't end good.
Well, here's something that's going to be interesting to see what they do. Is this time they're looking at 3rd and long, so they've converted a couple of times tonight. They're going to pass it over. Looks like almost the same play to the near side instead of the far side. They do complete it, but I think it's going to be short of a first down. And it looked like to me it was Chandler Tabb. He's a junior wide receiver.
Little swing pass over to the left. He was able to hang on to it. If he broke one more tackle, he could have picked the first down up. But it's going to be 4th down and about 6. The Eagles back punting. The punter standing at his own 42-yard line.
Well, I would have thought, as you're approaching the 45, that this would be a good place maybe to go for it. But maybe they think they can pin the Cats back up against the goal line here, so they're going to punt. Gets a good snap. Little bit of a rush, and boy, gets a dandy away, and there is going to be a flag. And Sonny, they may pick up an automatic first down here because I think he nailed the punter.
You can't hit that punter unless you hit the ball, and they did. That's going to be a penalty, if the way we see it, and it'll give the Eagles the yardage and a first down. But let's wait on the call from the officials.
T.J. Clay, the kicker, another junior for Sherwood. And, boy, that was a dandy punt.
Good punt, too, yeah.
Yeah, it really was. But if it is a personal foul roughing, then it will be an automatic. It will give the yardage, but it would be an automatic no matter how many yards they needed for a first down. So the discussion going on.
Yeah, I would guess that it was about a 35-yard punt. It was high, and, it gives the team time to get downfield. But it all may be moot because there is a penalty.
Well, let me tell you, from what I saw signaled, it is not personal foul. It is running into, and if I'm not mistaken,
it's not going to make a first down.
That would be only a 5-yard penalty, and that is not going to be a first down. So they will replay. They'll mark off the yardage. So it's going to be 4th and inches, but they may decide to go for it because they are maybe about a yard shy of a first down with the football on the 41-yard line of Westwood. So let's see what Sherwood does. It looks like to me that they're getting set to run a play.
You got nothing to lose at this point. You're 0-2 and you're having trouble with personnel. Nobody expects you to do well in this game, so you might as well go for it. 4th and 1.
Well, I tell you what, Westwood really, I think, died something there because I thought he really kind of landed into the punter, but they said just the incidental running into it, and Westwood is going to hold, it looks like, as Rashad Davis looked like he had for a moment a hole, and then it closed up just as quickly as it appeared. He tried to spin his way forward, could not do it. Let's see where they're going to spot it.
Well, the mark is all important here, and where his forward progress is where they're going to bring those chains out. So I think it's going to be a little bit closer than we might think. But let's see.
Well, it's all in where the ball was, and hopefully they got a good spot on it. I really didn't think he got that close. It looks like to me he got a really good spot.
Well, we will see because it's going to be awful close.
Of course, you know, I'm a homer, so that's why I'm saying
first down.
But he picked up the first down. Yeah, When I said I didn't think he got it, I really didn't think he got that far downfield. But they gave him a good spot, and they're in all honesty they're closer. So I'm not really going to say it's a bad spot, you know, because again they're closer. But I didn't think he got that close. But the nose of the football is almost touching the 40, and it's 1st and 10 for Sherwood. Out of the shotgun, receivers, couple of them to either side. Going to hand it off to his blocking back that was standing in the backfield with him, M.J. Green, another senior. And he looks all over the place for a place to go and ends up being tackled in the backfield.
Green is Green's their best running back, but he's suffered some strains and ligament problems, I think, and he's a little bit slow right now. But let me tell you, that young man, he busted a couple against Deerfield a couple weeks ago, and he can do it. He's just, I think he's hurt right now, though.
Well, Mason Worsham, he was hung up looking for a place to go. Mason Worsham came up from the secondary to make the stop for the Westwood Wildcats, and there is a flag. I did not see it at first, and it looks like it's going to be a big penalty against Sherwood. Takes it back to the 50-yard line. It is a holding call against the Eagles of Sherwood Christian Academy. So SCA will have 1st and 20 from the 50-yard line. In fact, actually the football is marked on the Sherwood side of the 50-yard line with the nose of the football touching the midfield stripe. Out of shotgun, 3 receivers to the top side, to the right side, across the field, and 1 receiver to the near side. Takes a long count. He's going to throw it. Completes it to number 7, Rashad Davis. Davis in trouble, and it's going to be a big loss on the play.
And we may have a face mask call on there. One of the Westwood players reached out with his hand and swiped across the mask, but that's just what I think I saw. Let's see what the officials.
That is it. And again, it's just the plain ordinary face mask. He swiped to come in contact with it. It's not the personal foul version, and they will mark it off deep back at the 40. So let's see where they're going to mark it. It may be that they end up, actually that's one of those deals where you get a penalty against your opposing team, but since it's marked off where it happened and they were 10 yards in the backfield, it ends up being I think is that 2nd down or 1st down? It should be 1st over.
Well, they're saying 2nd down, but I thought it'd be 1st.
I thought it would be 1st over too. Maybe they had, but I think it's supposed to be 1st down. 1st and about 23. I believe it's supposed to be 1st down, y'all.
Don't take it.
So 1st and 10, even though the scoreboard and the down marker says 2, we're going to stick with our belief that it's a 1st down. Shotgun formation for the Sherwood Eagles. Fake to Dixon. He's going to hang it up long. Has a man down there. Unfortunately, his receiver had everybody beat, but he underthrew him. And number 9, Chandler Tabb, had to come back to the football and come back into the coverage and couldn't get the ball.
Well, that'll bring up still a lot of turf to be covered here. They've got 23 yards to get a 1st down and a couple of downs to do it. So the clock is stopped. We have no score here in the 1st quarter. 5:31 to go in the quarter. No score Sherwood, no score Westwood. In fact, the Wildcats haven't touched the ball offensively this quarter.
Yeah, Sherwood was moving it. Of course, one thing that has hurt them has been penalties, too, here in the early going. They really have shot themselves in the foot with that big penalty they had a while ago, tacked on the end of a loss. It's going to be another loss this time. Rashad Davis is corralled in the backfield and brought down for a loss. They're going to mark it at the 39-yard line, so that's a loss of how many, Sonny?
I'm going to guess we're going to have about a 7 or 8 yard loss here.
Wow. So it's going to be
closer to 8.
So it looks like, to me, best I can figure, it's going to be 3rd and 31 needed for a first down. The football is at the Sherwood, inside the Sherwood. Well, we're going to call it the Sherwood 38. They got to get to the Westwood 30 to pick up a first down. So a long way to go to pick up the first down, and it's 3rd down. Running around, they had direct snapped it as he dumps a pass off across the way and picks up a couple of yards before he is hammered. And they had direct snapped it to Rashad Davis. Davis passes to 9th grader Ben Williams. Williams picks up a couple before he is nailed.
Well, we're looking at, 10, 20 something, 28, 27, 28 yards.
I think so. 28, maybe 29 yards, so it's 4th and 29. Punter is standing back on the Sherwood 29-yard line, just shy of 30, gets a good snap, little bit of a rush. This time not as good a kick as he got a while ago, but it's going to take an eagle bounce. Scooped on the bounce by Morrell, and Morrell is going to bring it back up just shy of the midfield stripe at about the 48-yard line.
27-yard punt, slight return, and a face mask call on the Eagles.
So penalties here in the early going really doing SCAN. If that is a face mask, it'll add yardage to the end of the run. Well, Caleb took the ball on the bounce in a little bit of traffic, and I always get nervous when people come up and try to scoop it up and move like that because, it's so easy for that thing to bounce away from you, and then all of a sudden you've just left it on the carpet for nothing but green grass ahead of the opposition to scoop it up and go the other way. But it worked out good for Westwood that time.
Well, the officials are still talking out at midfield over the placement of the football and the penalty.
This may not be good, but they seem to, okay, there's an illegal motion and face mask. Illegal motion and face mask penalties. So I guess they got to decide which one they're going to count off, because obviously I think if they give Westwood the choice, you would decline the motion.
Yeah.
Because if you mark that off, then they get the punt again, and he got a horrible punt. Compared to what we saw, the punt that was wiped off the board earlier, that was a dandy. I don't think we had the yardage on it, but it would have been, I can't remember what you said, but it would have been a much better punt than that one, that's for sure.
Well, they're still talking with the Westwood captain on where they want the placement of the football and what penalty they're going to take. They're standing right at the 45-yard line of the Cats. No score, but Westwood is about to start offense for the first time this evening, depending on where the ball is set down.
Daniel Hayes was looking at Coach Ross Worsham getting the signal, and I just saw him cross his arms, so he's relaying which one. The illegal motion is going to be a decline. We're getting that signal, and they're going to take the face mask penalty. So they will mark it at the end of that. Instead of being at the Westwood 48, mark 5 more on it. It takes it to the Sherwood 46-yard line. And I believe we have signaled at the end of all that there is going to be an official timeout on the field. We'll take time as well and be back. No score here in the early going of our contest with 4:26 left to go in the first on the official voice of 2.3 and worldwide at MitchellCountyGA.com for sponsoring our high school football game of the week, the Westwood Wildcats. Believe it or not, with 4:26 left to go in the first, getting their hands on the football for the first time. Worsham will take it out of shotgun and will hand it off to number 34, J.T. Edor, who will pick up a half a yard at best for the Cats.
Not much there. It kind of shut itself down quickly. But it is an opportunity for the Cats to get their hands on the football with 4:06 to go here in the first quarter. Neither team has scored. It's still early in the football game.
You know, it's amazing if you look, which we don't keep the time of possession, but you would have to think that Sherwood is dominating this game the way they had just hung on to the football. Worsham pumps once, still looking. He's going to tuck it up and run it, and he's going to be very close to a first down, but he's going to step out way further back, and there is a flag out in the secondary, so let's see what that call is. Like to venture a guess?
Another hanky on the turf there, Lou. No, because I wasn't looking anywhere in that direction.
I was not. I was following Worsham because I thought actually for a second there he might be brought down in the backfield, and then he
had all the time in the world, though.
Yeah, but when it collapsed, and he began to run.
Penalties on the Eagles appears.
I would think so, and I mean, you could have offensive pass interference, but you near about don't get that unless the pass actually gets airborne. No pass, it's hard to see where that would happen unless somebody just obviously grabbed a hold of the defender.
Yeah.
Again, a discussion, and this team seems to have of officials seems to have a propensity for talking things over. It is holding. I thought he pointed both ways. Did he not point to Westwood and then he pointed to Sherwood?
He'll be holding against the Eagles.
I think maybe he was confused.
Down close to about the 35 and give the Wildcats the first down.
So after it's all said and done, and let me complete that thought. I may have, but in my simple mind, I can't remember if I did. These guys seem to talk a lot, and that's not really good.
No.
Groups like that's been my experience, lose control of football games before it's over with. Football on the 35 of Sherwood. Shotgun, 2 blocking backs on either side. Ball on the carpet, and Worsham goes for it. Let's see. I believe he came up with it.
I get a little leery with talking, particularly since the president talked again last night.
And I'm going to go right by that one.
He does fall on it and recover.
Because I did not listen to him last night. I got the synopsis of it. Didn't seem like he said much. So,
well, he talks a lot.
More of the same. Which, this is not a political show, but I will say it's my opinion that more of the same isn't going to work any better than
what we've
the other
had,
same.
Yeah.
Exactly. Snap to Worsham on second down. And Worsham is going to be brought down in the backfield as he can't find anybody to throw to, decides to run it and gets back to the 41. That's going to be about a 2-yard loss on the play, Sonny.
Nothing there, and the pocket collapsed on him quickly, and a good pressure rush by the Eagles. So they're looking at 3rd and 14.
Well, I have to admit, of course, now I have to remember, and I reminded our audience just prior to that you saw this team play Deerfield, Deerfield-Windsor. And, I'm imagining Deerfield has an awesome team again, as they have had the past few years, being the defending AAA state champs. And but Sherwood looks like they're holding their own here tonight against the Westwood Wildcats. Snap to Worsham. Worsham goes to run. Worsham is brought down for a loss of about 5 on the play. Back to the 45-yard line. And it's going to be 4th down and a punting situation for the Westwood Wildcats.
Frankly, I'm a little surprised there, Jer. I did not think the Eagle defense would be able to hold them on that first series, but they did, forcing them to punt. And we got a minute 39 to go here in the quarter. Still no score. Westwood punter standing back at his own 43-yard line.
Well, look, if they get the ball back and they hung on to it like it may be close to halftime before Westwood gets another shot on offense. So it's going to be in the hands of the Westwood defense, as Westwood will get a nice punt off, and it's going to go into the end zone, a touchback. Thought we were about to get it on the 1-yard line, but it goes into the end zone, so it'll come back to the 20, 1st and 10 for the Sherwood Christian Academy Eagles with 1 minute and 14 seconds left to go in the first quarter, and there's no score in our game.
Punt was good for 24 yards. You have to take away the 20 when it goes into the end zone.
Yeah.
A special thank you going out to
Believe it or not.
It almost was a great one had they been able to down it on the one.
Yeah. I got Westwood down for a negative 12 yards rushing right now.
Yeah, that was very un-Westwood-like so far this season and what we just saw. It looked like the quarterback had a little bit of trouble with the snap. In fact, I think I can't decide whether he thought he had dropped it. It looked like he looked around his feet to either side before he decided to run, and when he looked up to run, there were white jerseys with orange helmets around him, and they brought him down inside the 15-yard line. Loss of 5 on the play.
Sherwood's not doing much better. They've only got 14 yards rushing.
I'm just amazed still. I can't get over the fact that they ate up most of the game so far, hanging on to the football. Westwood had it for, a few plays and had to punt it back to them. So this is shaping up to be something we didn't really expect. Snap goes to Rashad Davis. Davis, with running room, will pick up the yardage that was lost on the previous play and about 7 yards more, about 6 yards more. So it's about an 11-yard pickup. It's across the way. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds before I thought he did. So it's going to be 3rd and about 6.
About 6 to go.
Designed quarterback keeper. He took the snap, decided quickly which way he was going to run, went to his right, picked up a good hunk of yardage, but they're looking at 3rd down and 6 deep in their own territory. Still no score. We're almost completely out of time here in the first quarter.
How many yards did you credit him with? 9?
I gave him 8.
8,
Yep.
9, somewhere along in there.
Give or take.
Yep. 3rd down coming up. 3rd and about 5.5, and they're going to snap it and quick pitch it, and Dixon is going to come to the near side, and just when it looked like he had plenty of running room to his right side came, I believe it was number 58. Let me get that name for you. Ethan Lambert making the stop. And I would have to say as a runner, that qualifies for he came out of nowhere and hit him, sort of blindsided him there. And that will bring the first quarter to an end. There is no score as we're battling between Sherwood and Westwood up here near Albany at the Sherwood's Eagles Nest here tonight in our game of the week. We'll be back in.
There's a dark spot over here.
Back at the Eagles Nest, Sherwood goes to punt, and the snap goes over the punter's head. And as he goes to go for it, I'm going to have to say, Sonny, it looked like to me he accidentally did. He might have decided to do it on purpose, kicks it out of the back of the end zone. And it's going to be a safety. So add the first 2 points of the night, and this is really shaping up to be very strange. I did not think that Westwood's first points were going to come by way of the safety.
Oh, no. But it was a high snap. He didn't have control of it as he chased it back in the end zone. The best thing to do usually is just throw it out of the end zone. Don't scramble around back there with the ball still live and allow the defense to come in and get 6. So just boot it out of the end zone. Take 2, take a free kick, and get it over with. But
so Westwood will get the football,
yep,
as they'll have to kick it to them following the safety, and the Westwood Wildcats lead Sherwood now 2-0 by way of the safety.
A lot of football here in town tonight, Jer. Up at Hugh Mills, we got Westover and Bainbridge going at it, and up on Stewart, you got Deerfield and Bethesda Day, and of course my team, the Rams, Albany State hosting Wingate tomorrow afternoon at Albany Memorial Coliseum.
You ever go to any of their games?
Yes.
Okay.
I am the designated white boy.
Well put.
Well, that's what they call me. I mean,
remind me, you were their sports information director at
yes,
one time.
I was, and a student.
Do you still get, can you get preferential seating?
If I ask for it. I rarely ask for it, though.
Okay. Return is beyond the 50-yard line to
good
about
field
the
position.
44, it looks like, of Sherwood for the Westwood Wildcats. And I would have to add to that, excellent field position.
One of the best things I used to get while I was there was a year-round Georgia High School Association pass to go to any game anywhere in the state. I like that.
Yeah, those are cool. I particularly love it when I could get up there in the press box at the state championship game.
Oh, yeah.
or back in the day it was the semifinals that are played there. Out of shotgun formation, Worsham fakes the handoff, will keep it, and pushes his way down. Sheer effort to the 40-yard line by Mason Worsham, the Westwood quarterback. And that's going to be a pickup of, looks like about 5 on the play. 2nd and 5 coming up for the Cats.
Well, the Cats have excellent field position here. They have an opportunity to go ahead now and punch one in and get themselves back where they're just not playing in sync right now. And here's an opportunity to get the game back in control.
I haven't seen, and I didn't get a chance to talk getting the equipment set up, but back in the first game of the season, Chasen Worsham, the freshman running back, I understand got a concussion when his helmet came off, and he fell into a pile of players. And we haven't seen him play since then, so I hope that he's progressing well and we'll get to see him back. But now that I say that, I think I saw him lined up on the field. I just haven't seen him carry the football as they are going again to J.T. Edor. And Edor will take it down inside the 35 to about the 31, maybe inside the 31 for a first down for Westwood.
Westwood, with that play, finally got out of the negative rushing category. They now have 0 yards rushing.
I have to look again and see if I saw. It looked like after I mentioned that I saw number 4 in the backfield, but now I don't seem to see him. So it looked like he had a lot of good carries in that SGA game for Westwood. Worsham, shotgun, takes the snap, is going to look downfield and throws to the end zone. Touchdown to Caleb Morrell. You know, a lot of people around the state were calling Pelham's hire of Frankie Carroll as the best hire. I would have to say Caleb Morrell would rank as the best transfer. Of course, he was quarterback last year for the Pelham Hornets, wide receiver this year for the Westwood Wildcats, and an excellent target for Mason Worsham to hit for the touchdown, coming with 10:29 left to go, and Caleb lines up to attempt the extra point.
Boy, he threw that one on a rope, too.
Worsham puts the ball down. The kick is up, and it is good. Timeout on the field. The Westwood Wildcats lead Sherwood Christian by a score of 9-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the official voice of high school football in Mitchell County, Q92.3. Eagles Nest, as the Westwood Wildcats took a lead with a safety and now have added a touchdown and an extra point to make it 9-0 with 10:29 left to go here in the first half. Westwood kicking it away. Caleb Morrell will boot it. It looks like it's going to go into the end zone for a touchback and be brought back to the 20-yard line where Sherwood will have it 1st and 10.
All right, no return on the play. Clock is at 10:29 to go here in the half. Westwood now up 9-0. The Eagles now with a lot of turf in front of them, starting at their own 20-yard line, moving from our left to our right as we're facing north here. The stadium runs east to west.
Looks like Aaron Anthony is bringing the play into the huddle. Rashad Davis, their wide receiver / running back, had been taking some snaps, and I'm assuming he was in a quarterback. It may have been some kind of deal where they were direct snapping to him, but Anthony is taking the snap this time. Finds the football gets loose, and he's in trouble and going to be brought down in the neighborhood of the 10-yard line.
Bad snap.
Had to dig that one out of the grass, and did a great job of maintaining possession of it, and that's about all you can say about that deal, as it looks like to me, Sonny, it's marked on either the 12 or 13-yard line. I'm going to say the 12, maybe inside the 12.
Yeah, so again, 2nd and real long for the Eagles.
7-yard line, which is going to make it 19 to go for touchdown.
And you know, after hanging on to the football most of the first quarter, they seem to be going backwards. They kind of flare it out to the near side, intended for Derek Allen, and Allen just lets it slip through his hands. And you know, he laid it up there. That was a case where he was thinking about running with it before he got it caught.
Oh yeah, it was a good pass. He could have caught it, but he just couldn't hang on to it. Incomplete, stops the clock, 9:41 to go in the half. 9-0 Westwood, and a big third down here for the Eagles.
Well, this thing took a bizarre start here as we didn't really know what to expect. I've been concerned. Sonny was thinking that very possibly it was going to be a long night for Sherwood. I was thinking that Westwood might be guilty of looking ahead, and it really started off like it was going to be that way.
Yeah.
But Westwood is slowly getting control of the situation. There is a timeout on the field, third play. Worsham looks back over his backs. Everybody in tight, sends a man in motion, and will get a little play action there. Puts the pass up, and it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown for the Westwood Wildcats. Trying to see who it is. I want to say Edor. And I'm not really sure. 85, okay. And that would be Douglas Nobles. That makes sense. Douglas Nobles. It was about as far away from us as it possibly could be, which is really, it takes a young person to spot all that.
No good.
The point after attempt is no good, so the score will stand 17-0 with 6 minutes left to go in the first half. Westwood in the lead over Sherwood. Will pause for 30 seconds on the official voice of high school football in Mitchell County, Q92.3. To building this place up, and both Sonny and I remember when Riverview used to play here. Yeah. Kick is away, and Rashad Davis comes from the far side to the near side to find some running room. The crowd stands to their feet as he gets out to the 41-yard line. And good return there by Davis for Sherwood.
Clock is stopped. We got 5:51 to go here before the first half. Westwood leading 17-0. The Eagles have returned the kickoff back out near their 41-yard line. They'll take over 1st and 10.
So we'll see who we shall see at quarterback. It looks like Aaron Anthony is going to take the snap out of shotgun this time, flanked on the left side by a blocking back. Will just make a short, quick pass to Chandler Tab, and Tab will scoot down the far sideline for a pickup of looks like about 7 yards on the play.
And we have a penalty flag on that play, so even though he did catch the pass for a gain, we'll have to go back and check with the officials. And it was back behind where the receiver had actually caught the ball as he moved to the left side. The penalty's going to be on the Eagles, so it's going to nullify that little pass reception of theirs.
I'm sure if they haven't had the penalties they had, there'd be some points on the board for the Eagles. They've really played a good football game, but they have really hurt themselves with these penalties, and they come at the most inopportune times. It seems like they've had several big penalties that not only do you get the penalty yardage, but you also get the fact that a big play is negated. So if you add up all that yardage, it really hurts you when you have those penalties come along at the wrong time.
So it'll move the ball back, and it'll be 1st and 20.
Clock starts again with 5:37 left to go in the first half of tonight's contest. 2 receivers wide to either side, blocking back left side of Anthony, the quarterback, and he is rolling back on his heels as he hoists that one in the air, and that one had danger written all over it. And he's lucky it went incomplete, Sonny.
That was all day in the world to get under that one. But it goes incomplete, and you're lucky. What do we say about a pass?
Three things can happen. Two are bad. I think he would have to say that was a bad thing that was the best that could happen on that one, because he looked like he threw that one out of a rocking chair on its back rockers. And he just came out. The incomplete pass avoided the sack, but, man, that could have been dangerous for Sherwood.
Yeah.
This time it looks like Rashad Davis lines up to take the snap. Blocking back to the left side of him. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 up top, and he's going to throw right over the middle. Has a man wide open. Good play defensively by Caleb Morrell. Knocks the ball away at the last minute. The home crowd is calling for a flag. There is no flag. The pass goes incomplete.
Stops the clock with 5:15 to go. The Eagles looking at 3rd and 20. They trail 17-0 here against the Westwood Wildcats up here in Albany, as Jerry says, on the south side of town.
Well, I don't know what you call it. I don't feel like
I call it the
Albany. Are we technically in the city limits?
No, we're not in the city limits.
So, I just don't feel like we're in.
You are somewhere in southwest Doherty County.
Okay. And it's kind of nice around this area.
It is nice.
If I had to live in Doherty County, I'd probably pick to live around here. Again to number 11, Davis. Davis looking to pass. Now he's looking to run for his life. No, he's going to get a pass across the middle. Completes it back up to the line of scrimmage, and they're going to turn what looked like it was going to be total failure and a 20-yard loss into about a 7-yard gain. It's going to be way short of the yardage needed for a first down, Sonny. But, wow, that was an exciting play as Davis, I don't see how he got that pass off.
You know, you said you didn't know much about Doherty County. Well, I'll tell you where you are, Jer. About a mile down the road to the west starts what we like to call the 8-mile swamp. That's how close you are to it.
I knew nothing about the 8-mile swamp.
Well,
I lived at what they called Oxford Trailer Park back in 1978. And that's about all I know about Albany. That and going to work.
14-yard punt there.
And a few places that I used to like to hang out in, but we won't talk about that. That was a long time ago.
Well, Jerry, believe it or not, the 8-mile swamp has a significant role in the development of Doherty County. That is the last place that a battle was fought between the white settlers in the early Doherty, Baker County, and the Creek Indians were fought in that swamp down there about 1845.
1845.
That's back before television.
Yeah. I was just I'm going to try to remember that because that is interesting. I'm totally oblivious to that history.
It's a very
and it's
desolate
called the
area.
8-mile swamp?
Yeah, it's got a proper name, but we just call it 8-mile swamp.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
A little bit of pause in the action. In fact, so it looks like they called a timeout while we were talking a little bit of history here. So we will hold it right here as now the Eagles are getting out to the field. I think the officials are trying to prompt the Westwood Wildcats to do the same. And now they break their huddle on the sideline and come on back out as well. We've got 4:18 left to go. We'll see if we can find out some other kind of interesting Doherty County fact coming up here at halftime.
Oh, I got plenty for you.
And I want to revisit a little bit of history as well. We've touched on it briefly. I'm going to touch on it one more time, since last Sunday was 40 years ago that Ravenwood had its first football game.
Oh, yeah.
Pass over the middle is in. Did he catch it? They say he caught it. Boy, he dug that one out of the grass.
Ask for a replay.
I don't know about that one myself. I really thought it bounced too, but the Cats get a good call there. And I think both those officials were behind the receiver, so the Cats get a completion there. I'm going to be interested to see the video. By the way, Joel Jackson is videoing this, and you'll be able to see it later next week on MitchellCountyGA.com.
Too late.
And, of course, on the local cable channels here in the Mitchell County area. 1st and 10 for the Westwood Wildcats, despite the protest of the home crowd. And not only are we sitting over here, and I want to be hospitable to the people that have been hospitable to us, but I tend to agree with them. I don't know what you thought.
I actually didn't see it.
I thought it was incomplete all the way. 1st and 10, but we'll take it. Out of the shotgun formation. Going to hand it off, and it's going to be a loss of about 2 yards on the play. And that time it was, and I did see, I mentioned Chasen Worsham did not play last week, I understand, because of his concussion. But I believe that's the first time tonight that he's carried the football, so it's good to see that he's back in there. I thought after I mentioned that and not knowing what his status was. I thought I saw him lined up there. Now there's a penalty being marked off Westwood. And, you know, I can't help but believe that this is a make-good penalty here.
Yeah.
First and 20 to go.
Now, I think
Makeup penalty.
I think this is a makeup. I think they this is a chatty group, and I think between themselves they decided they made a bad call on that pass.
3 more yards there, ref. Don't answer the impossible.
They're going to work on it. I really do. And don't tell me they don't do it.
Oh, well.
But that was an incomplete pass to my way of believing. I have to side with them on that. Out of the shotgun formation, Worsham looks over the middle, completes the pass, and is going to pick up about 3 yards, but it's going to be way shy of the yardage needed for the first down, but he's got a couple of more downs to work with.
Looked like a screen pass he was trying to set up, but Sherwood covered it well. He kept the gain down to about 3 yards, so it'll be second down and about 20 at the Eagles' 47, 48-yard line.
Well, it was kind of odd and developing because I wondered if it was a screen pass. It just didn't look like the lineman had formed that wall that you usually look for them to try to block downfield for them. Worsham running hard. Pressure coming from behind. He's going to tuck it up and run it, and he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line or 36-yard line, and that is going to be about 9 yards shy of the first down.
Real close to the original down.
Rashad Davis is credited with the stop.
And third down coming up. And about 7, I guess.
I believe he said number 11, which would be Davis. Yeah, I see Davis, and he was the closest one there, so he made the stop of Worsham. So it's going to be third, and as Sonny, you did say 7, right?
Yeah.
About 7. Under 2 minutes left to go here in the first half of action. Worsham is going to take the snap, and the flags come out on the snap, and just prior to the snap, Sherwood will take timeout. We will too, back in a moment. I figured we were having a good night. I shouldn't say that.
You're lucky Gator Johnson's not still sheriff down here.
Third and about 7 for the Cats. Worsham takes the snap. Is going to put it up. Has a man. Overthrows him. Incomplete. Boy, he had him, too. It was, I believe, Brody Collins. Brody Collins, a junior for the Westwood Wildcats.
Brings up 4th and long for the Wildcats.
So 4th and long, and my guess is they're going to go for it here.
Oh, yeah.
4 down territory for them.
Go ahead and go for it.
It's been an odd night.
Yeah, it has.
And really, Westwood's offense has really not been firing. In total honesty, has not been firing on all cylinders, I don't believe yet. Even though they are pretty much in control of the football in the football game, but 2 safeties have helped that by way, and then having to give the ball right back to Westwood. So Sherwood has done a great deal in helping Westwood tonight so far.
All right, what now?
Call their final timeout of the half.
Sherwood is going to call timeout again. It is the last one of the half. We'll take timeout as well. I'm, being an old radio guy, I'm a believer God intended us to send signals through the air, but
we'll take over an old BBC frequency.
This internet stuff is catching on. They're going to hand it off to JT Edor, and Edor looked like he was stopped just shy of the line of scrimmage, and good second effort breaks through down inside the 30 to about the 27-yard line and is close, but maybe short of the first down.
Nope, first down.
They got it?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, this angle I'm working at ain't doing it for me tonight, because that's the second one I thought was going to be short, and it turned out to be good. But I do appreciate Clark and all the work he does in setting up and working with Frank White. Frank White Technology, our technical consultant on the web and the radio station. Worsham takes the snap, back to pass, looking, has a man, touchdown Westwood.
Looks so easy.
Oh, that one did look easy. He just
number 63, Daniel Hayes.
Daniel Hayes in the end zone, and he just Worsham just laid it up there. I don't believe that could have been a prettier pass and catch anywhere tonight statewide in football than that one. Getting set for the kick, and I have to mention that I don't have the number. Number 5 is attempting to kick, and I don't have that on my roster. Let me check this other roster as the kick is up, and it's good.
One attempt is good.
So, and I do have it here. Let's see. Number 5 is a freshman, Brandon Fem, I believe is how you pronounce that. He kicks it up and good. Timeout on the field with just a few seconds left to go in the first half of action. Back after this on the official voice of high school football in Mitchell County, Q92.3. And I like numerical order rosters. Kick is away, and it's going to be snagged inside the 5-yard line. Big return. Now cuts across the way and dragged down by his jersey from behind. Chandler Tabb, the junior, on the return for Sherwood.
Well, he got a short return, but then he ran laterally about 30 or 40 yards.
Yeah, I thought sure he picked up more yardage than that, as much as he talk about taking the scenic route. He was just visiting all over the field and ended up short of the 20-yard line. And see, they're going to mark it. Looks like I'm going to call it the 16. What do you think?
That's close enough. Yeah. They don't have much time to work with anyway.
Yeah, we are getting short of time, aren't we? Is that 2 minutes and 2 seconds or 10 minutes, 0.2 seconds?
1 minute and 2 seconds.
2 seconds, so 62 seconds basically. They're going to heave it up. Got a man open. Davis catches it at the 41. He's immediately hit and driven back. And they're going to mark it down on the 40-yard line. Now the argument begins. I believe Westwood let him loose after they heard the whistle, but the crowd seems to believe that Rashad Davis broke loose from 5 Wildcats, but they did give him his forward progress and mark him down at the 40, 1st and 10. But now, that can be, if you believe your man was wronged, that can be pretty disheartening.
Yeah.
Snap back to Anthony this time, and he heaves it up and overthrows his intended receiver. There was one time way back and I want to say it was Ray Dixon was the quarterback.
Yeah.
And I may be mistaken, but it was many, many years ago. And the quarterback was real good at faking handoff, and the quarterback was a keeper and he was almost down to the 20-yard line, and the official blew the back that he had faked to down and stopped everything.
Oh.
And they made him come back and play it over because, it was an inadvertent whistle. Snap back to Anthony. Anthony is buried. Pass is incomplete. And he did get that pass off, but, boy, he paid for that one.
Clock stops, 37.9 seconds left to go here in the half. Westwood 24. Sherwood nothing. The Eagles with a 2nd down and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
So now I can tell it is 37.9 seconds.
37.9.
Yeah, 37.9. Coming in from the sideline, Rashad Davis is going to be quarterbacking the team on this down. He sends 3 receivers to the far side, to the left side up there. And 1 receiver to the near side, has a blocking back on his right side, takes the snap, holds the ball, pressure coming. They grab him. He gets the ball away, and it's going to be intercepted by the Westwood Wildcats. And it's Caleb Morrell. Morrell still running back and forth, gets to the 41-yard line, and there is a flag, and I'm going to have to believe that's a hold against the Cats.
Well, a long interception, a short run back. The ball is at the Westwood 42, but there's a yellow flag down. We're checking on that, but
Well, as much as he changed direction, I'd have to say that that's probably a hold.
It's a little over 24 seconds to go here in the first half.
We get the call. Block in the back against the Cats. Same deal. And that happens when you change direction. You're blocking a guy from the front. He turns to go after the ball carrier that's just turned, and all of a sudden now you're looking at his back, and you just have to kind of pull up and not do it. And you follow through there, and the next thing you know, you got a penalty, and that's what more than likely happened. So he was doing all that zigzagging, and I saw that flag out. I knew it had to be something like that. So the football is going to wind up back on the 30-yard line.
Yeah, close to the 30.
Okay, I can't see the number down there. And there is a number on that yard line, so it's the 30-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Westwood Wildcats. They got everybody out wide except one lone blocking back to the left side of the quarterback. He comes to the near side, looks downfield, has a man, complete, and he's going to go all the way for a touchdown unless there are some penalty flags. And it's number 85, Douglas Nobles, and where's the flag? Oh, the flag is here in the back, and it's going to bring it back because it's against the Westwood Wildcats. What he call? I just turned.
I think it was holding.
So holding again, the call against the Westwood Wildcats. Boy, I tell you what, Worsham is doing some good passing and on the run too.
Holding against the Wildcats.
He was in full stride, laying that one in the arms, the outstretched, awaiting arms of Nobles there. But that one's coming back because there is a flag, and that's even going to be a bigger loss because the penalty occurred in the backfield. So mark it off from the point of the infraction, and that's going to add a few more yards to it.
All right, line of scrimmage will go back 10 yards. Close to the 20.
So let's see. I'm having a little trouble seeing. I'm going to say 17. It looks like I'm looking at the down marker over there. It looks like 17 and a half yard line.
Close enough.
Westwood slowly coming out of the huddle. Either they're not paying. And finally, Worsham looks back at the clock and realizes that it's about to run out. And actually, it was not Worsham that looked back. It was Daniel Hayes, the blocking back, that looked back. Worsham gets set for the snap, but it does not occur in time, and the half will come to an end with your Westwood Wildcats leading Sherwood by a score of 24-0. Back with halftime comments right after this on the official voice of high school football in Mitchell County, Q92.3. Is about to kick off to the Westwood Wildcats as the Cats got the toss, won the toss, elected to defer, so they'll be receiving. Westwood leads it 24-0, and I hate promoting things that I don't get to, but we'll talk about those new schools in just a moment when we get a chance to. Right now, the return is up to the 32-yard line. Those of you listening by way of the video, we were talking in the halftime about the schools that just started with football teams and were the quickest. We had a list of them somewhere, and I haven't found it yet, that were the quickest to rise to success. That was put out by the daily football email that is sent out, and I'll try to find that for you in just a few minutes and talk about it when we get time. Right now, let's get back to the football game. 1st and 10 for the Westwood Wildcats. Morrell goes wide to the left side. We've got a receiver wide to the right side as well. Worsham out of shotgun, 2 blocking backs on either side. He's going to give it to Hayes. Daniel Hayes will carry the ball across the 50 into Sherwood territory at about the 48-yard line. And that is almost a 14-yard pickup, it looks like to me.
Brought down by number 81, Keon Stewart.
They move the chains.
Well, they're not starting as slow as they started in the first half. They're rip it off right to begin with.
Something tells me we're going to see an offense that's been chewed out at halftime and is going to be greatly more productive here in the second half. Receivers wide to either side for the Westwood Wildcats. This time they're going to hand it off, and I believe it's Edor coming to the near side and is going to get down inside the 35-yard line. And it is J.T. Edor carrying the ball. They'll mark it on the 33, it looks like, Sonny.
Another big first down run. 2 runs on first down. One for about 14, another for 15. So in 2 plays, they've ripped off 30 yards. So they've made whatever adjustments they appear to have made here in the second half. Now they look more like Westwood we've seen.
Douglas Nobles goes out in the slot over on the left side. Morrell is out wide. Worsham fakes to both his blocking backs and then rolls left and fires downfield over the middle. It's incomplete, and it looked like to me hit his receiver right there in the hands. His receiver just couldn't pull it in.
Couldn't hang it on. He had it right downfield. Could have been a big gain, but it'll stop the clock with 10:27 to go here in the third period. Westwood cruising 24-0 over the homestanding Sherwood Eagles.
So the second down play is coming up as Westwood takes his time coming out of the huddle. Morrell is going to go wide to the left side, and they got a receiver wide to the right side here. I want to say that it is Nobles. Worsham gets the snap and will hand off to J.T. Edor, and Edor finds a hole that you could drive a Mack truck through down inside the 20 to about the 15-yard line, and it's another first down for the Westwood Wildcats.
Edor on the carry. Brought down by several Eagles, but not before.
Yeah, ripped off a good run there, got some good blocking on the right side, and just made the rest of it on his own. So he's pushed the Eagles down inside the 15-yard line. So they're definitely within scoring position now and ready to push that score up near 30.
So it looks like to me they've picked up a first down on every running carry so far in this half, with the only non-productive play being the incomplete pass. Worsham, receivers wide to either side again, blocking backs to either side, takes the snap, dances around after dropping back a step, fires into the end zone. It's going to be incomplete.
That pass was almost intercepted.
Trying to slant a receiver across the middle, threw into a lot of traffic, but it goes incomplete.
There was a pile of traffic. There were at least 2 Eagles that had a chance to pick that football up. So both of their passes have been incomplete ones here in the second half. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Cats. And I just, I'm up here in the second guessing chair, but I would say just hand it to your backs and let them run it.
Just let them run it. They hadn't stopped it yet, so why quit running it?
That'll keep the clock running. It stops on that incomplete pass with 9:36 left to go in the third quarter. 24-0 Westwood in the lead, and they will go back to the run. And this time Sherwood looks like they were in the huddle with the Cats as they close in, and it looked like it was almost no gain, but Daniel Hayes is able to eke out about 2.5 yards on the play.
Short pickup, third down, about 8. They're near the 10-yard line. So got some turf to work with and time to work with it.
Taking their time running. I like that's always been my favorite kind for my team, to be able just to run some clock, shorten the game up, a good running game, keep the clock running, take your time getting out of the huddle. And the Worsham did a great job selling me on the fact that he had dropped back to pass, but he had handed off, and they picked up about 9, almost 10 yards on the carry, and that'll be a 1st and goal for the Westwood Wildcats. Carrying the ball that time, J.T. Edor.
He sold us on that draw because I was looking at the quarterback, but he had Edor back there and just slammed it into his gut. Edor turned it upfield, and he's down near the goal line now with 1st and goal.
Sherwood's glad that they didn't depend on me to stop him, because I never saw Edor get the football, so that one would have been a touchdown for sure.
Yeah,
it's going to be 1st and goal from just outside the 2, it looks like. And the running game got you down there, so keep at it. You got 4 tries down here. They'll hand it off, but it looks like if there's a gain, it's inches.
Not much. Finally, the Eagles able to muster up a little defense there on the goal line, but I wouldn't say that they're going to be able to do this for 3 straight plays.
Well, for one thing, I mean, the yardage, you're back here in the shadows of your goalpost, so everybody's packed up. So the running room is going to, by nature, be a little bit less here.
Yeah.
Looks like they have gone to a power I formation, and they will send one of the men in motion, and they'll hand off to what I would say is their fullback. And is he in?
Yeah.
Yes, touchdown, Westwood. So the drive takes a little bit of time off the clock, down to 7:25 left to go here in the third quarter of action. The Westwood Wildcats lead Sherwood by a score of 30-0 here on Sherwood's home field as we await the extra point. Worsham puts the tee down, gets set to hold. And I believe, again, it's Brandon Pham that's getting set to kick it and does indeed kick it through. So they're using a freshman kicker now. Caleb Morrell kicked the first couple of attempts tonight, but they've gone to the freshman kicker, and he puts it through there to make it 31-0. Back after this 30 Penn State.
Yeah, those are going to be good too.
Back to the number 9 of Sherwood, Chandler Tabb on the receiving end of the kickoff, and good coverage there by the Westwood Wildcats as he is stopped on about the 14-yard line, it looks like.
He's brought down by number 12, Allen.
7:12 to go, third quarter. Wildcats up 31-0. The Eagles getting a chance to touch the football for the first time here in the second half. And they, other than that first series of plays they ran right at the beginning of the game, they have not been able to mount any kind of consistent offense.
Boy, it looked like they were just going to not let Westwood. What was it? About 4 minutes left in the first quarter before Westwood even got their hands on the football.
Ate up most of the first quarter.
It was a strange start, and then Westwood, we expected to be a high-powered offense, and the first points on the board for the Cats tonight was a safety committed on a punt. They're going to pitch it after the snap, and it looked like a little counter action there, but Westwood on top of it, and I don't believe he got back to the line of scrimmage. And at the line of scrimmage, there is a penalty flag.
Allen, he's hit by several wild.
Allen carries the ball on the pitch, and you were saying.
It's more like a shot at a basketball goal than a pass, but anyway.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what that was.
I don't know what it was. Just pitch it out there.
He was going one way and then just kind of pitched it back the other way.
Yeah, kind of a surprise. There it is.
If he had been hit, you would swear that the ball popped loose.
Yeah.
It ends up being a loss of a couple in the play, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 12 with the football back. It looks like just a touch inside Sherwood's own 11-yard line with 9:38 left to go in the third quarter. And they've got a wing back on the near side, and I'm really not sure, handed to one of the blocking backs out of the shotgun formation, and it looks like to me he might have picked up a yard, and that's about it.
Yeah, he just took the snap of the shotgun, gave it to his lone back on the left side. He picked up about a yard, but they're still shy of the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 11. The clock is at 6:06 to go here in the third quarter.
You know, Derek Allen, who carried the football, is also listed as a linebacker, and obviously at this level, you know, players go both ways. I don't know if he's getting a little bit tired or whether Westwood has figured him out, but, man, he looked all world at the beginning of this game in that first drive. This time the pass is going to be apparently thrown to nobody in particular. And it's going to bring up 4th down and a punting situation here for Sherwood.
Reminds me of an old Chuck Berry song when he threw that pass. No particular place to go.
Yes, you know, it's funny. I was thinking of that very same thing, although I couldn't remember who sang it, but I can hear it now that you mention who did.
Well, punting deep in their own territory. If Westwood gets any kind of return out of this, Jerry, they're going to have good field position.
Yeah, the deep man is in Sherwood territory, standing on the SCA 46, 47 moving back and forth in that area, but it's definitely inside the midfield stripe. And now a penalty flag will put them in a more precocious situation, as it's going to be a 5-yard penalty, probably for delay of game.
Yeah. Delay.
Did he mark delay or did he mark illegal participation? I don't know. I was looking at it.
The delay signal to me.
Okay, it may have been. I caught him on the wrong side of my bifocal there for a second. I didn't see the other arm. It just kind of disappeared.
The line of scrimmage goes from the 12 back to around the 7.5.
It's bad whether you wear old people glasses.
Yeah.
Of course, my eye doctor gave me bifocals when I was in the 4th grade, so I've been wearing old people glasses for a long time. Kick is not really good. Doesn't look like there'll be a return, but Westwood is going to be in outstanding field position at about the 30. What do you call that? 34, I'm going to say.
Yeah, I gave him about 28 yards on that punt. Not real good, but the Wildcats set up with good field position again with 5:15 to go here in the 3rd quarter. And Westwood sitting on that 31-0 lead. They've got the ball. They've got good field position. Everything looking good if you're a Wildcat.
They're going to put it on the 35. I'm a little confused. If you notice here, they got a 40, they got a 35, they got a 30, and then it looks like there's another yard line in between each of those, like a 2.5 yard line.
You can't see them. They're not marked very well.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good-looking field, but I believe we could have used a little bit more marking, and I think it's where it's cut. But every now and then I go, well, that's got to be the 35, but there's a line there at about the 36 and a half or 37 yard. So that, you got the 35, you got the 37 and a half, and then the 40. And it gives you something to talk about while there's a lull in the action. Whistle, we're back ready to go. Official cranks the clock. Worsham out of shotgun, set to go, takes the snap, coming to the near side, pressure coming. Looks like a screen pass, and it is complete and rumbling and down close to the 10-yard line. Or is it inside the 10? Actually, it looks like it might be close to the goal line. No, close to the 10. I'm sorry. And there is a player down across the way, so the chains will move as Westwood has picked up the first down in the vicinity of the 10. And there is a Sherwood player down, we can't see who, all the way across the way.
Well thrown little screen pass. Got some good blocking. Was able to move down the field, pick up the first down. Clock is stopped with the injury on the field. 4:48 to go here in the 3rd. Westwood 31, Sherwood nothing, and they're checking on an injured player.
And we...
That's right.
Set to go after the injury timeout. Westwood with the football, 1st and 10. They're going to give it to JT Edor, and he will pick up, looks like to me, about 3 or 4 yards on the play, Sonny.
Yeah, got some blocking. Just bowled himself forward for about 4 yards. It'd bring up 2nd and 6. The Wildcats now inside the Eagle 10-yard line.
Well, as we mentioned during that timeout, it's a good thing that now the action seems to be at least at midfield and coming towards our side where we can actually see it.
Yeah.
The Westwood white jerseys have really always been difficult with those light numbers.
I think you need to put them neon.
I wish they put them in blue.
Yeah.
They got a little blue sometimes they wear in their uniforms. Worsham is going to roll to the left side, looking towards the end zone. Has a man, but overthrows him, incomplete. Stopping the clock.
Sprinting to his left. He had time. He just put it over the head of the receiver who was breaking into the end zone. And
there's a penalty flag down, and I was going to say stopping the clock, but it rattled off about 10 more seconds after that incomplete pass, so I'm not sure what's happening there either. Unless they're deciding to try to run a little bit of time off. Are they picking that one up, or is he going to signal something?
Yep. Going to mark it back outside the 10.
We are still looking for something, and it's against Westwood. Ineligible receiver was that last one, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. It looked like to me he signaled ineligible, and the quarterback was beyond the line of scrimmage. Also,
looked more like he was beyond the line of scrimmage.
The hand like that behind his back was the quarterback being beyond the line of scrimmage, and then the two hands on the back of the head was ineligible receiver downfield. And I believe that quarterback one now is loss of a down, so it's going to be third down. So they don't replay the down on that penalty. So Westwood takes the snap out of the shotgun, rolling to the near side. Worsham looking towards the end zone, has a man and completes it, and it's going to be a touchdown. And is that Daniel Hayes or 85? 85 is, again, Douglas Nobles.
That pass complete to number 85, Douglas Nobles.
So Worsham to Douglas Nobles for the touchdown, and it's a 37-0 lead by the Westwood Wildcats with 2:47 left to go in the third quarter. And we're waiting the extra point. Mason Worsham will hold. And the freshman kicker, Brandon Pham, will kick it, and it is no good. So the score stands at 37-0 with 2:47 left to go. Timeout on the field, back with the kickoff on the official voice of high school football in Mitchell County, Q92.3. I believe Mitchell County has an open date after they're playing Thomasville tonight.
I've always been a little leery to games in Milledgeville because I'm afraid they may keep me if I go up there.
That could turn out to be a problem if I've never heard from again.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Scooping the bouncing kick up is Chandler Tabb, and Tabb again takes the long tourist way as he comes basically east and west and picks up a little bit of yardage north and south, and that is where they're going to set up in the vicinity of the, looks like about the 19, 18-yard line. Sometimes you just get confused which way's up.
Yeah. He gets a lot of style points.
Who did
for
that song? Which way is up? Wasn't there a song from the 70s?
It was a movie called Which Way Is Up with Clint Eastwood.
That's what I'm thinking.
I like the monkey in the movie.
First and 10 for Sherwood from their own 19-yard line, and out of the shotgun, the quarterback will drop the football, picks it up, has nowhere to go but be bear hugged by one of the defenders. It was Rashad Davis operating out of the shotgun, and apparently he did drop the football prior to being tackled. They took him around and around in that bear hug, and he dropped the ball before he went down, and Westwood has come up with it. And they have, I guess, Sonny, we would have to say officially the best field position of the football game.
Well, it's kind of hard not to get the ball inside the opponent 5-yard line and not have good field position.
Well, did I lie? Best field position of the football game. That's what I said.
That's like saying the devil knows God. Does that give the devil any style points?
Yeah, but the devil's not trying to score a touchdown, is he?
Oh, are you kidding? He's on overtime. The devil.
Speaking of time, there is a timeout on the field with 1:29 left to go in the third quarter. Back in a moment after this slow start to tonight's beginning of tonight's game, but Westwood has slowly but surely taken command of the football game, and now they're looking at a first and goal from just inside the 5-yard line after a turnover by the Eagles. And a new quarterback is now in there, I believe, and takes the snap, hands off, picks up a couple of yards on the play. Let's see who that new quarterback is. Can you see what number that is? Ralph Collins, I believe it is, number 19, sophomore. Does it look like number 19 to you?
No.
When he... It doesn't?
I mean, it didn't look like it, but that don't mean it couldn't be.
Okay. What number is it?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, thank you.
He wouldn't turn around. I couldn't tell.
Well, I knew when I asked that you couldn't see a number at all. They're going to give it to Worsham. This time it is Chasen Worsham. the freshman for the Westwood Wildcats, and he'll take it in for the score. Chasen Worsham, who earlier you might have heard me say, I think he sat out last week's game because he had a concussion in the first game of the season, but it looks like he's back into his old form here as he takes it to the end zone with 39.4 seconds left to go here in the third quarter of tonight's football game. Ralph Collins will hold, and the freshman kicker, Brandon Pham, will attempt the extra point, and offsides is going to be called. So Sherwood lines up offsides, and the penalty will be half the distance to the goal, making no change in the fact. Sometimes with this big a lead, I wouldn't expect this to happen. Sometimes when you get that penalty, a team will then go for two. But at this point in the football game, I would hope that we wouldn't take that route, and we're definitely not. They just moved the tee just a little bit forward. Reset. We're ready to go. Snap to Collins. And he had a little trouble getting it down by the time he decided to pick up and run it. He is buried in the backfield, so the extra point is no good. So the score will stand at 43-0 with 39.4 seconds left to go. Timeout on the... Kayla Morrell kicking. The kick is away, taken on the 10-yard line by Sherwood. Chandler Tabb takes it north and south this time and gets it out to about the 30-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds by the Westwood Wildcats.
Well, less than 30 seconds to go here in the third period. Sherwood looking at the zero side of a 43-0 score. At least they got the ball a little out of the shadow of the end zone here on this return by Tabb. They'll take it over 1st and 10, just about the 29-yard line.
Best field position of the second half.
Yeah, best field position.
I'm not sure that that's a true statement, but it probably in the last few minutes anyway.
Yeah.
It certainly has been.
Well, it don't hurt.
Yeah. There was a person that joined the huddle, so they had only 11 men in the huddle, and as they break the huddle and the last player joins them, the Eagles decide to call a timeout. We will too for 30 seconds. Lead at 43-0. Anything stand out in the stats for you so far?
Actually, neither team has still got many stats. The Westwood drives are so deep in Sherwood territory, they didn't have a whole long way to go to score.
I have to say that Sherwood has really helped Westwood out here.
They have.
They've started getting things going. Sherwood is going to really air it out, and they had a man, but he dropped it as the intended pass came from Aaron Anthony. It was intended for Rashad Davis, and Davis could scooter on down the field had he caught that one, even though he was closely guarded there. But he was pretty dangerous in open field running, and but he couldn't pull the ball in.
No, and you get no gain if you catch no pass. So
that's true. Doesn't matter how many yards you get after the pass if you don't have the football with you, that's for sure. So the clock is stopped with 18.6 seconds. They will start it again. So I have to think that some kind of mercy rule has sort of kicked in as it starts on an incomplete pass. This time they will complete the pass, and he gets away. Chandler Tabb still going, fights his way out to about the 49-yard line, picks up a first down for the Sherwood Eagles. So that gives the home crowd something to cheer about, and that was all on Chandler Tabb because that was a short pass, Sonny, and he really put in a great effort there to pick up yardage after the catch.
Well, that ends the quarter. 43-0 Westwood as we start the final quarter here.
We'll take a 30-second timeout and be back on the official voice of high school football in Mitchell County, Q92.3. Get underway here in just a few seconds as the 12 minutes are put on the clock. While we're looking at the scoreboard for the time, we'll give you a check of the score. 43-0 Westwood in the lead. Sherwood with the football. after that great job to get up to the 48-yard line, almost the 49, Sherwood will start just in their own territory, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's going to be Aaron Anthony at quarterback, taking a long count. Looks around, now takes the snap. It's going to be a screen over the middle intended for Derek Allen, and it goes incomplete.
Screen pass intended for number 20.
Well, he had it set up. He just looped it a little too high. Receiver couldn't get it. It'll just go incomplete. And they're looking at 2nd and 10, still right at midfield.
Yeah, if they had completed that pass, that was a great call. You got all those young guys that haven't experienced being faked out by a screen.
Yeah.
Thinking, oh, I'm going to get the quarterback. I'm going to get the quarterback. And but they couldn't complete the pass. I believe he would have picked up some pretty good yardage after the catch had he pulled that one in again, but could not do it. And let's see. Flanked by Derek Allen. Again, it's Anthony at quarterback.